So this is Friday, this is the weekend, the sun is shining, this is my tool, and this is what I've got to do. I've got to remove all this old flooring up to here and then refloor it all. Won't take me long, just to tidy up this area. So it's all gone, now I can start laying the flooring. New flooring. So that's one pack. Shit, I should have bought 2 packs. So yeah, I've got to go back to B&Q to buy another pack to do there and there. Typical, isn't it? About 15 quid. But it will look a million times better now that that's done. The garage almost complete. It's looking a million times better. So just to run down what I have, I've got a 3000 watt Renogy inverter that's running off a 600 amps of Fogstar lithium batteries. I've got 2 Lynx distributors where all my electrical system is running off. As you can see there, it's all labelled up. I've got a Victron Servo with a touch 70 screen supplied to me by 12 Volt Planet. Thank you very much to those guys. My fuse board is in, tidied up compared to how it used to be. I've got all the blue trunking in now, hiding majority of the cables apart from one I can see up there. I've got 2 MPPTs, MPPT 1 and the switch there. That's running my 400 watts of Renogy solar panels on the roof of the van, and my second MPPT with the switch there is running my portable solar panel, which is hidden away here, 200 watts all powers, and that is for my hookup, which is on the outside of the van. As you've seen in previous videos, I've got a portable solar panel hookup point. On top of that, I've got my Total Cool TF Extreme 50 portable fridge freezer. So that's in now. That's wired up on a loose cable to allow me to pull in and out, and allows me extra storage. So what I have left to do is I've got a second Victron Orion, look how small these are, XS 50 amp DC to DC. I've got one fitted already in the back, just down there, you probably can't see. Be wiring in my double XS, because I've got one already at the front of the van, already wired in. Next week, a week today, my van goes in for its upgrade to its alternator. So when that goes in, so this weekend I'm going to be running a 50mm cable underneath the van from the starter battery at the front all the way along the van, through an entry gland up here into here, covered in conduit. And then what I plan to do, so imagine I've got 2 of these XSs, 2 of these switches and 1 of these. So my 50mm cable is going to come to here, into this 300 amp bus bar, and then off the bus bar another 50 amp cable is going to come from here to this first switch, and then from there to the second switch. And then off these switches will come 16mm cable, which will come to the in part of the Orion XS. And exactly the same from this side, 16mm into the second Orion. And then from there, I'll put some more blue conduit down here to hide all the cables. The ground and the out are then linked to the distributors for the power to transfer to my electrical system. So that is how I'm going to wire in my dual Victron XS DC to DCs off 2 switches off a 300 amp bus bar, and it's going to be all just below the Renogy inverter just there. So you'll see 2 DCs, 2 switches and a bus bar underneath with the 1 cable coming in. In other news, what I have ordered is I've ordered a 100 litre water tank. So my water tank, this is the height and the depth. So where my screw line is here is where the edge of the water tank will come to. That will be how deep it comes out from the wheel arch, how tall it is, and so on. And it will go back 1100 mil as well, so that will cover that part of the wheel arch. So my water tank will go here. It comes to about, I think the measurement's right, 680 mil height. I've ordered then, so I've got 40 mil connection point here for my water inlet cable, which is already fitted in from my old water system. I'm then going to drill a breather pipe into the top of the tank from there. And then what I've also ordered is this. This is 650 mil. This is a fuel and water tank sender, level sensor. So I'm then going to wire this. I'm going to have to extend this cable into my servo. So then once the tank is in, and I can basically fill it with water, I can then test this level sensor, and then on my screen, on my Servo Touch 70 screen, I'll be able to then configure it so it will tell me how much water I have in my water tank. And once that's already in, all that's fitted, I've also then got my water pump, my accumulator, and I just need to get some more John Guest fittings to connect the water tank to the plumbing on the kitchen. Ta-da! Simples. Simple. So I've still got weeks of work to do, but it is looking a million times better. I think you'll all agree, compared to how it was a couple of weeks ago to how it actually looks now. It looks more professional, more clean and tidy, and I've got so much more space. Especially now I've removed the nasty diesel heater that used to be here and the pole that used to come here as well. All I've got to now do is rewire some switches in somewhere. I've got to figure out how I'm going to do that, and reconnect the lighting that's underneath here to illuminate the area. But what I might do is wire that in to a switch that's going to be inside the van. I don't know yet, because I need to, once the water pump's in, rewire that on a switch as well, so I can isolate the water pump if I need to. But yeah, getting better. Oh, one other thing I'm going to be doing is I've ordered a Victron temperature sensor, and I know this is probably a pointless thing, but it's something that I wanted to do. The water tank, although it's going to be I'm just going to have cold water, not hot water, I'm going to run a temperature sensor to the tank just so I can monitor the temperature of the water that's inside the tank in any weather conditions, and I'll run that through my Victron Servo as well. So one of the things I've done recently is I fitted an Autoterm 4D Autoterm Air 4D diesel heater. So I fitted that into where it is the seating area, cut the hole, all that sort of stuff. All working fine, absolutely amazing. All I need to do now is put in a Y junction here to fit some more trunking. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. So the diesel heater is in. Yeah. So the diesel heater is in. Some extra trunking added with a Y bend there. So that comes to that second one. I am thinking of adding another Y coming off here, and then bringing one which will go into the garage. So I'll drill a hole through the bottom down here, come underneath right the fridge, and then into where the electrical area is, just near the batteries, just to give some heat to the garage as well, because that's quite a powerful heater. There's a lot of wiring in there. The wiring looms that come with the Autoterm Air 4D is amazing. So all I've done is run there. I've connected it to I've connected it to my Lynx distributors, so that powers up. One of the great things about this is it comes with the comfort controller, which is absolutely great. Ignore all this, this is all being rebuilt, this is all being moved. I'm going to be extending, just off on a tangent, I'm going to be extending this cupboard to around about here, and then I'm going to build like a little secondary control panel with a fuse box inside here, which is going to have like an aux beam controller controlling here. All this is being rebuilt as well, so another panel here, a bit more of a cupboard here, and so on. New doors, but for now all that's in there, so I've just got to put the slats back on. I'll just distribute the heat now through that vent and that vent there, which are from Sprinter 907 air vents, which have been working perfectly, no issues whatsoever. So I'm just gonna get that sorted and put the slats back on. Bob's your uncle. The slats are back in. One of the things I am contemplating on doing is that's a lot of wasted space, so I'm on about putting like a secondary shelf which is going to be vented just above where the diesel heater and the trunking sits, so I have some storage, and change some of these slats with some storage lids, and I can just put spare bedding and all that sort of stuff underneath the boxy stuff that I don't use all the time, like spare bedding, other stuff, and then get it all in. So there's the seat back in. One of the things I want to show you quickly is I am going to buy some foam, where the silver foil is. I'm going to try and get, I don't know, like 1.5 inch thick foam, get it tailored, and then have that as a backdrop, backrest along that seating area here. I can't do much with this because Archie gets in and out and his feet are always filthy because of the matting down here, so I keep the blankets on there because then I can take the blankets off and wash them every weekend like I do. But what I have also bought, because I'm going to be redoing this area like I just said, new cupboard doors, extend this carrier to here, this cupboard to here, build like a control panel here, hidden fuse board and all that sort of stuff, and redo all this area here with a new worktop. One thing I did buy, eyes open van gear, so I'm just going to turn the camera around and I'll show you what I'm on about. So the one thing I have bought as well is this monster from Eyes Open. Let me get this right. Eyes Open van gear. So a couple of years ago I purchased a Max fan cover off these guys, and I've been looking for quite a while for something that will fit this window area, because this is one of the coldest points in the van. Now I'm trying to make sure that I don't lose a lot of heat. I used to have these that I made myself, which was just a bit of, which is still good, and I'm still going to keep these as backup options. But I wanted something that's going to look a little bit nicer, one so you can leave it there, and so on and so on. So yeah, I purchased this. They're not cheap, I'm not going to lie, they are not cheap, but they do the job. These come, this is a 4-season variation, comes with magnets built into it and all that sort of stuff, and it looks nice, feels nice, it's going to look the part. So this will fit into what is the crew window, the driver's window area here. Like so. Right. There you go. So it's a 4-season insulated screen cover. Again, I'm hoping that that will solve a multitude of issues, especially at the cold point. Again, I can double layer it with the stuff that I already made, but that's going to be a million times better. So I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. What else have we haven't really done much else. We're going to do some other stuff this weekend. This weekend we're going to paint the cupboards behind. So I'm going to be painting these cupboards in a black, and these doors I'm going to be replacing with the same furniture board that I've been using recently in the van build. Apart from that, I haven't really done much else.